They're going to play excerpts of that call, but what did you hear that caught your attention maybe more so than other calls that you get from time to time?
Okay, well, when the call came up, it comes up as a priority call, so it's flashing red, so I knew to dispatch it immediately.
And what was the call? What did the caller say? Did they identify themselves? And what was the nature of the call that you received? And describe all that for us.
Okay, that would be for the call taker. I'm the dispatcher, so I already received the call from the call taker.
So when you got the call, then what did you do?
I then dispatched the officers out immediately. And, you know, once they arrived on scene, and I updated them with everything that was going on.
What caught your attention about this call that you got that needed immediate attention?
Well, when I first received the call, it had in the call that it was an active shooter, and it also had that people were injured.
What was going through your head at that point?
And I was like, oh, Lord, like, let me help and get somebody here to the scene. So when the first officer arrived on scene, and they updated me with all the other information.
What made you realize, though, this is not, I mean, you work in Atlanta. I mean, the shooting is not uncommon, but what was it about this call that was different from any other call that you've been involved in?
And look over this way as you were before. I'm sorry.
Okay. Difference with this call was it was active. We normally don't have an active shooter downtown or in the Midtown area. So it was active, and they were still looking for the guy.
How do you say, what is your mindset? Because I think for the average person watching this, they got to think, how can you keep your composure? I mean, what do you do to make sure you can get the job done and you don't let anything interfere with your performance?
Yes, so first of all, you have to stay calm. You can't let them hear, me get excited, because then they'll get excited. But you have to stay calm, be able to dispatch the officers out, and just try to keep up with all the officers that's going to the scene.
That's easier said than done, right?
Yes.
I mean, you train for something like this. How do you put that into motion, and how does that training come into effect when the situation is actually in front of you?
It kicks in. Like as a dispatcher, I've been dispatching now for about 11 years, so it automatically kicks in once you get a call like that. And you know to start the ambulance, you know to start the fire department, everyone who needs to be involved in the call, you know to start them.
Were you the dispatcher on this most recent Midtown call from West Peachtree near the MARTA
Yes.
station? I mean, so you had experience from that as well?
Yes.
How does that experience help you with something like this? It just comes out of it.
It just helps me to stay calm, like I said, and be able to keep up with the officers as they're coming over the radio.
We'll ask this of all three of you, but what is your motivation here? In the end, you're trying to save lives. But how would you put that in your own words, if that's your motivation?
My motivation is to help the people that needs help, that's in the emergency, is to, to help them. Just to, to get the officers to the scene.
Can you explain the process? I'm sorry, because I'm kind of confused. So, okay, let's just play back. So, the shooting happens, somebody picks up the phone and calls 911. Take us through the process of how it gets to the
Okay, so the call taker will receive the call from the caller. Then the call taker will send the call immediately to dispatch with the little information that they have at first. And I will immediately dispatch the officers. While they're still on the line with the caller, they will be updating that information and updating me as it comes in to them.
As this is all unfolding, you talked about how you try to stay calm, but then you're beginning to understand more of what's happening here.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
How is your mind processing all of this?
Well, it's a lot. So right now it's just like, I don't know, my mind was all over the place at the time, because I'm like, where's this guy at? And who all is injured, and will the ambulance be able to get into them in time to save them? Because I understand we had one fatality. So, I was trying to get them there immediately.
Looking back on it now, do you see that everything was done that could have been done, or how do you kind of review everything that transpired? How do you view it now?
I think we handled it very well, and also with the help of my coworkers, they also helped me, and everybody chipped in.
When did you realize that this was something serious? Like, did it hit you? I don't think a lot of people hit them until late that night. When you walked out the door, when you got home, what did that feel like, and what went through your mind after you left? Is that when it really sank in, what you guys went through that day?
Yes, it did. Because when I got home, I was like, I hope they catch this guy, and also I was saying, when the call actually first came in, I looked at it and I said, is this real? Because, we get a lot of prank calls. So I said, is this a real call? Is this an actual call? I dispatched it, but in my head I'm saying, I wonder if this is a real call, until they start updating and saying that people were down and people were injured. So, and I said, oh, okay, yeah, this has to be a real call.
I've never seen so many cops in my life. Is there something you say over the, because you said you're in charge of dispatching the police, is there something you say that sends everybody to the scene?
I would just dispatch them and let them know this is a priority too, and of course that it was an active shooter, so they knew to, go as quickly as possible.
I don't know if you would know this, but you know how many calls came in for that incident right after you were done?
We had several calls. Even after the responders got on scene, people were still calling in saying that they was locating the male in different areas.
What's the biggest challenge for you, given the scope of what you had to deal with yesterday? Is it the multitasking of information coming in? What's the biggest challenge for someone in your role with the scale of what we dealt with yesterday?
The challenge for me was to make sure that all other agencies are, involved. MARTA, the Grady ambulance, the fire department, everyone that's in that surrounding area, so that they'll be aware that we do have a man, on the run, and that we're looking for him. Yes.
Should we move the microphones to someone else?
Yes. Okay.
Put it right there.
That's one. Oh.
Will help.
Yes. Okay.
You did great. We're going to ask the same questions of y'all, so nothing will catch you by surprise.
I was trying to hide this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's not my name.